Subscribe to my channel Tales That Burn and press the bell icon for new stories. The galaxy shuddered when humans came to settle the score. No one in the galaxy ever forgot the sound. It wasn't the thunder of warships, nor the screech of plasma fire. It was silence. A silence that fell across entire star systems when the humans returned. Every empire, every council, every soldier had heard the rumors. Earth had been quiet for centuries, licking its wounds after being humiliated, mocked, and pushed to the edges of relevance. And then, one day, the silence broke. The galaxy shuddered, not because humans declared war, but because they came to settle the score. It started with the Tvok Dominion. They were old, powerful, and arrogant, believing themselves to be the architects of order. 1,000 years ago, they led the coalition that humiliated Earth, stripping it of colonies, disbanding fleets, and burning its banners from the stars. They thought humans would never rise again. But one thing the galaxy never understood about humanity was this. Humiliation is not defeat. It is fuel. And humanity had been burning that fuel in silence for a millennium. The Tvok ambassador, an aging lizard-like noble wrapped in ceremonial robes, sat across a galactic council chamber when the alarm sounded. His quills rattled in confusion as the chamber AI announced, "Unregistered fleet entering core space. Identification, Sol insignia detected." The counselors laughed. "Impossible," said a Klarn admiral. "The humans haven't left Sol for centuries. Their fleets are obsolete, their technology primitive." But then the projection filled the chamber. Not one ship, not 10, thousands. Each vessel bore sleek, blackened hulls with Sol's burning star etched in silver. These weren't the outdated relics the galaxy remembered. These were monsters, bristling with weapons no one recognized, powered by drives that bent space like waves in a storm. Humanity hadn't just rebuilt, they had outpaced everyone. And they had done it in the shadows. The council panicked. Orders were shouted. Fleets were scrambled. But the humans weren't here for conquest. Not yet. The lead ship, Retribution, opened a channel. On screen appeared an admiral in midnight armor, his eyes cold as void. "This is Admiral Reyes of the Terran Ascendancy," he said. His voice was calm, but it carried the weight of centuries. "We have come to settle old debts." The Tvok ambassador sputtered. "This is illegal. The treaties." Reyes leaned forward, and with a single phrase, silenced the chamber. "Treaties are written by the victors. We are here because you thought we were defeated. You were wrong. What followed was not war, it was annihilation. The Tvok fleets moved first, arrogant as always, sending a wall of dreadnoughts to intercept the humans. But the first salvo from the Terran Ascendancy erased them. Weapons the galaxy had never seen. Spinal cannons that folded ships into singularities, rail lances that punched through shields as if they weren't there, swarms of drones that acted with terrifying coordination. Reduced the Dominion's armada to debris in hours. The galaxy watched in silence as the most feared empire was shredded like paper. News spread like fire. Empires that once mocked humans trembled. Traitors whispered in horror. They've returned. They've been preparing. Refugees carried tales of human fleets hovering over Tvok worlds, delivering ultimatums that shook planetary governors to their cores. No conquest. No negotiations. Only one demand. Acknowledge the crimes against Earth. The Tvok Dominion collapsed within weeks. Worlds that once spat on humans now begged for mercy. But the humans did not raise them. That was what terrified the galaxy most. They weren't raging conquerors. They were judges. They dismantled fleets, stripped tyrants of power, executed war criminals who had long hidden behind immunity. The galaxy realized humanity hadn't come for vengeance. They had come for balance, for justice, for the score that had been left unsettled 1,000 years ago. The Zarn Collective tried to resist next. They were smarter than the Tvok, or so they believed. They had spies, infiltrators, saboteurs. But when they unleashed their shadow war, they discovered something horrifying. Humanity already knew. Every secret passage, every encrypted file, every assassin's identity. The humans had it cataloged. How? Demanded a captured Zarn operative before his execution. The human interrogator smiled grimly. You think we spent 1,000 years only building ships? We studied you. Every weakness, every pattern, every lie. Entire civilizations began holding their breath. The humans weren't sweeping across the galaxy like berserkers. They were moving with terrifying precision. Every empire that once harmed Earth was targeted. Not their people, not their children, but their leaders, their warlords, their corrupt councils. And with each fall, humanity's shadow loomed larger. Soon, even the strongest empires began sending envoys. Some begged, some offered tribute, some tried to reason. But the humans had only one consistent reply. We remember. The galaxy began to fracture. Old alliances broke apart as species turned against one another, desperate to avoid being next. And still humanity advanced. Not with fleets alone, but with something far more dangerous, unity. While other empires bickered, humans spoke with one voice. Their silence for centuries had forged something alien to the galaxy's fractured politics, a single, unyielding purpose. Finally, the Galactic Council itself called for an emergency summit. Representatives from every species gathered, their voices trembling, as the chamber doors opened and Admiral Reyes entered. No guards, no escort, just a single human, walking with calm inevitability. The council chair tried to speak, but his words faltered as Reyes dropped a single item on the table, a banner, burned, torn, the old flag of Earth, taken when humanity was humiliated and stripped of dignity 1,000 years ago. Reyes spoke softly, but every syllable carried like thunder. You paraded this as a trophy, a reminder that humanity was broken. Today, I return it, not as a relic of defeat, but as proof that you should have finished what you started. The chamber was silent. No one dared breathe. The galaxy had seen wars, revolutions, and empires rise and fall. But never had it seen a species return from the ashes with such cold resolve. Reyes leaned back. His final words were not a threat. They were a promise. We are not here to rule your galaxy. We are not here to enslave it. We are here because humanity remembers. And so long as we do, no crime against us will ever go unanswered again. The council broke into chaos after he left. Some cried for surrender. Others called for alliances. But it didn't matter. The galaxy had already shifted. Humanity had settled the score, and in doing so, had become the one species no one would ever dare provoke again. For in the silence that followed, one truth echoed in every star system. The galaxy could shudder, could tremble, could fear, but it could no longer deny the return of humankind. Friends, this was today's story from Tales That Burn Fire. If you enjoyed the story, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any new stories.